Good evening and welcome to the first podcast of the new year for the 802 iRacing Leagues. I am one of your co-hosts, Rob Lowell, and joining me as always is our other co-host, Brandon Garrand. How you doing, Brandon?
Not bad, Rob. How are we doing tonight?
Hey, not bad. Night 2 of 2026. Doesn't seem possible, does it? 2025 just
Right?
flew by.
It continues to fly by. Continues to fly by.
Yeah. So, um, start off, we'll talk about our All-Star race that didn't happen. Um, I, I guess it was poor planning maybe on my part, though we've always done it January 1st. Threw a poll up, I know it was it Thursday or Wednesday. We asked, for guys to say, hey, if you're racing, let us know. If you're not, don't. Um, Please let us know that too. And I think we had what, four responses total, two that said they were and two maybes. So, um, being that it was gonna be broadcast and there was gonna be a prize, I realize there's football games, football playoff games, and I think when we started this 4 or 5 years ago, that wasn't the case, right? There was football games, but I don't think playoff games. Have
Yeah, no,
playoffs been
it's
around that
all
long?
different now that
Yeah.
they've gone and expanded. They went to a playoff where it was 4 teams, and now they expanded to 12 teams. And
So
yeah,
I
it's kind of taken over the New Year's holiday era.
yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're not abandoning it. We're gonna work with the broadcaster and league partners, and we're gonna see about finding a date. You know, whether it's this month or February's kind of busy if all the races we have going on with uh, our joint venture we're gonna be talking about later in the race, and then um, actual speed weeks and stuff. I know a bunch of people go down there. Um, we are gonna find a makeup date. It is gonna be broadcast. It'll be open to both us and Sim 500. Since a lot of those guys have come over
And
anyways,
Chop Shop,
and
Chop
Chop
Shop
Shop.
also.
Yeah, we'll open the All Star race up the Chop Shop too, and we'll get it figured out here and have a good old time. So I just want to get that way up front because we had talked about it last week. Um, so it's a new year. Did you have good New Year's Eve?
Yes, it
So
was
here's a question: would you have been in any shape to race last night if we had the race?
not not a chance. Not
Would
a
you have been
chance.
would you have been over co-host with Brett?
It would have been interesting, but
Oh boy.
uh, I wasn't like I just wasn't in any condition to actually like drive, especially at Nashville. That's the one that I knew that would get me. Daytona I could kind of like hang around, but the reflexes weren't the best. Kansas would be pretty easy, but yeah.
Nashville's all like Bristol. You get kind of zoned out of the, you know, always in a corner, in off the throttle. It's just like you lose track of what corner you're in at some point, you know?
Oh yeah,
Whereas Bristol, it's
yeah,
really
I
easy.
know exactly.
Nashville, not so much, but Bristol, it's really easy to lose track of what corner you're in. And, excuse me, all that good stuff. So, yeah, so my wife's son surprised us with tickets to go to here in Shelburne. They have the Shelburne Lights at the museum. They do the museum grounds all up with lights and stuff. And he picked one of the coldest nights of the years ago. When we got there at 6:30, it was I think 9 degrees. Um, and as you like when you're walking, the first half of you're walking facing north, and it was a north wind last night, and the wind chill was -3 degrees here in Vermont. So yeah, it was a little bit chilly, but we had a good time. And if we had raced, I would have been back plenty of time. I was back here at the house, I think 20 after 8. So um, it was funny because we walked through the whole thing, and we're when you are coming back out, it's the winds at your back. It felt a lot warmer. It felt like it was 40 degrees out, compared to going in. And they come up with hurried us along because we shut the lights off at 8 p.m. I'm like, well, you sell tickets. You have a 7:30 ticket slot, and it takes you more than a half hour to see anything. What do you mean you shut the lights off at
Yeah, I
eight
mean,
o'clock?
I've gone through that. Like my kids have had field trips to the Shelburne Museum. I had field trips to the Shelburne Museum, so like, it is not a half-hour walking thing.
No,
I
and
get you're not go, and I get you're not going into the displays or anything, but
some
not a
of them
half-hour
were.
walk.
They had a couple of the
Oh, really? Yeah.
yeah, they had the model train set up, and that was going, and it was a good time. We stopped halfway through, got some hot chocolate and a cookie, and I'm a bigger guy. I like a cookie and a hot chocolate. So um, that was my New Year's Day. Um, we only got two series to talk about tonight. Well, three really. We got a third thing to talk about at the end, but we'll get to that. But the G.Stone Motors Dirt Karting States were off this week. Did you enjoy your Tuesday night break?
Yeah, it was nice to have a Tuesday night off. I yeah, I just kind of relaxed knowing what I was going to be up to the next night. So it was nice to just have a nice quiet evening on Tuesday. Although
Yeah,
it did feel weird. It did feel weird not racing, but
you missed Dean's voice, didn't you?
I did miss Dean. I I don't know how often he listens, but I don't want him to blow up too much and think, "Oh man." But yeah, I did miss Dean, but it is on me. He does keep pushing me to come race some other dirt leagues, so we'll see if I can ever fit that into my racing schedule.
Dino's only got about 3 weeks, and then he'll be jetting off to the sunny south. Well, he won't be jetting off; he'll be
Yeah.
driving down. But he'll be heading down to the Sunshine State for I think he's down there either 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, we raced. We're doing all of Dirt Car Nationals again this year. We're doing the UMP race and then the Big Block Mod race. I know I'm down there, and I don't miss a race. I'm down there just over 2 weeks, so looking forward to that. Getting out of the cold weather up here and down to the Sunshine State. Walk around in shorts and a t-shirt,
I've been walking around in shorts and a t-shirt
sandals.
for a while. people people look at me weird when I'm walking around in my shorts, like,
Well, that's like when I used to work third shift at work. I'd come home in the wintertime and um, the gas grill, would be on the side porch, and I'd be out there. I don't know if it's 10 degrees. I'd be out there in shorts and a t-shirt, grilling a steak at 7 in the morning, drinking a beer. You get some weird looks,
oh yeah.
really weird looks from your neighbors. People driving by. That guy's seriously out there grilling at 7 a.m. drinking a beer. Well, it might be your 7 a.m., but it's more like my 7 p.m.
Yep.
Um, so last week we were at Pocono with the asphalt cars, and overall, how'd you feel about Pocono? What'd you think of it?
I thought it was a good race. They don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing. It does have its challenges. Each corner is different, and yeah, you got to hit each one right if you want to have the momentum for them long straightaways. So I like Pocono. I have my challenges with turn one, but other than that, I really like racing there.
I have a love hate relationship with it. I love it. I like it. When I run like crap there, I hate it, and hated it on Friday night. Um, got got caught up in a massive wreck on lap one, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I luckily squeaked through that. Although then I ended up doing a turn one like I usually do. Smoked ball and kind of broke the right front a little bit and had some trouble, but I hung on. I don't remember where I finished, but should probably pull up the results. I've been working on a little thing I want to announce at the end of this podcast also. And
Okay.
it does involve the podcast. And I think it'll be something that people will enjoy.
Um,
All right.
I'm trying to
Bush
find the.
results. Yeah, so I held on for a eighth place finish, and yeah, like you said, that first lap wreck. I mean, I started 22nd, and after that first wreck, I mic'd up to because I was with Kenny and Dustin. They were both in the chat with me, and I said, "Huh, I'm up to ninth." So just in that one lap, just I had to slam on the brakes. I had to make some really hard abrasive maneuvers to get around some people, but yeah, I really would have liked to see how that race went with everybody in the field. I don't know if we would have still went green. I mean, we did after that wreck, we went green the whole race, so it was
Yeah,
good. And yeah, I would like to see with one of our bigger fields of the year, we had 25 guys out there, so it was really nice to have a big crowd when we both were expecting before the podcast. We were like, day after Christmas, I don't know if we'll get a big jump, but we got a big jump. We over doubled the Richmond car count, so that was really nice to see.
Yeah, we're up to 25,
Thinks
and I think.
that about 13 of us got wrecked on that first lap, but
Yeah,
hopefully everybody still comes back out tonight. And
I think they will. I don't think
I know
anyone
it's
is
it's
really
Bristol
upset
too,
by it.
so
Yeah, we're going into the from the frying pan to the fire tonight. But
yeah.
all I know is we're going to the backstretch there, and I saw a couple rows ahead of me. I thought they got three wide, and I heard Johnny, who was just ahead of me. He says, "Oh Lord, they're three wide." And if you know anyone that knows Johnny has heard him in the race, I know you have. You've raced as a teammate with him in the Sub 500 series and stuff. Um, very dry, deadpan, just like no emotion. Like he's very calm. And then it was they reckon. No, they saved it. And then I think the exact quote was, "Oh Lord, they reckon." So
I could hear
yeah,
him saying it.
they got in there and they two or three cars got together. They all saved it, and then I I, I think that the guy
I
in the
think they were
middle
still kind of saving it too.
yeah,
I
and
think
I
they were
think
still
he
kind of
thought
saving
that
it at the
the guy at the
corner.
bottom maybe have checked up more or had gotten sideways and he was clear, and it ended up kind of being like a right hook, not intentional, just accidental right hook, and sent Ritter up across the track, and then it like the saying is it was on like Donkey Kong. I mean, there was cars everywhere. I thought I was through it, and I think I collected Dustin, your teammate. Um,
Yeah, and
I think
Kenny
I drove
thought
right.
he was through it. Then somebody got him from. I mean, it was just
Well, I think
yeah,
Frank was almost through it. And then I see him, get
yeah.
collected
He
and in my rearview
Frank was
mirror.
back. Frank was backwards. I was looking at him. I almost smoked him nose to nose. He's one of the ones I had to hurry up and do a quick left around. And yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but
chaos. It was. It's
I know
funny
it took
because
him.
Frank. I don't know if Frank's paint showed on the broadcast, but he was racing the Steve Park scheme, and we
It,
made a
it
joke before that he was gonna end up like old Steve Park lap one, and he didn't just get one team. He got he got part of the whole field. So
oh, that's
rough
it.
night.
It wiped out our whole team. Me, Johnny, and Steve were all gone. So that was kind of interesting. Um, yeah, it looks like Frank was 24th, Johnny was 23rd, Steve was 25th, and I was 20th. So it got us all right there. So, but let's go over the top five, and then we'll run through the rest of
Yeah,
the field.
I was gonna say enough with everybody else. We could talk about the winner and yeah, first start, first race. Chad Coleman gets the win, followed by our points leader and Mr. Consistency Cody Gibson, another podium finish. Coming in third was pole sitter Jason Raymond. Fifth was Scott Simley. Sixth was Logan Kogar. Seventh Kyle Wellman. Or sixth Kyle Wellman. Seventh Kevin Roy. Myself in eighth. Ron Holyfield ninth. Mike Kelly 10th. Brian Wortman 11th. Bryson Anderson 12th. Jorge Ledesma Jr. 13th. Rick Kennedy Jr. 14th. Landon Audette 15th. Dustin Coggins 16th. Kenny Real 17th. Larry Bell 18th. Panama 19th. Rob 20th. Steve, Connor, Johnny, Frank, and Casey Simmons. All guys that just collected in that first lap wreck. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at just based off laps led and the distance, kind of like a spread out there at the end. But top three kind of seemed like the dominant cars in there. Jason must have led at the beginning, being the pole sitter. Cody probably got out there, and then Chad, I assume, must have took the lead at the end. But those guys are so far out in front of me. I wouldn't. Most races you can kind of see what the leaders are still doing if you're in the top 10, but these guys were gone. So
Yeah, and
for
it wasn't a walkaway win by Chad.
no,
Cody
I
was
feel like
kind
he had
of
to fight for it.
yeah, I think he was a second, little less than a second back there. Like Cody was definitely dogging him. Um, and Pocono's such a hard track to pass at. I mean, track position is so key there. And it was even more so with the Cup car. The Cup race there, you'd watch guys. They would run guys down and run them down fairly easily, and then when they got to them, they just couldn't do anything with them. So, um, kind of unfortunate there. But that's you watch these cars on Sunday and these next gen cars. That's kind of what it is, on Sunday in real life too. It's certain tracks just follow the leader, and you have to be, you can't be a tenth or 2 tenths quicker. You got to be 4 or 5 tenths quicker to actually make the pass. Anyone that listens to Freddie Kraft and Tommy Baldwin on Mondays or Tuesdays on Door Bumper Clear, you hear that all the time. They talk about that. So we go from one of the longest tracks we go to all year, Pocono, to one of the shortest. We're heading to Bristol this weekend. Um, for
And it's
the
crazy the difference in size and momentum at these two tracks mean just as much as each other. Momentum, keeping your speed up, because Bristol's just, whew, you're ripping around that thing so fast.
Absolutely. Um, I have not turned a lap in a Busch car here or Xfinity car here, Busch car for us, but I have never turned a lap here. So when we log on here in about 40 minutes, that'll be my first laps around this place in an Xfinity car. So I'm kind of anxious to see what it's like. You ever run this car here?
Yeah, no, no, maybe in an official a long time ago, but I mean, I haven't in a very, very long time.
Bristol's one of my favorite tracks. I actually got lucky back in August, and I actually won the NIS full length race there. So I can tell you, 500 laps at Bristol in an INS race, Class C on the official side, is torture. Um, Before I'd ever do it again, I'd rather have someone drive spikes into my feet. Um, I think we were pushing 4 hours to run that race back in August. So I'm glad we're only doing 200 laps this week in the Cup Series, 170 laps here in the Busch Series.
Yeah, it can be a long little while there, so.
What are your thoughts around strategy tonight?
Um, if I remember right in the Cup race last year, tires did ended up kind of mattering, so I'm gonna monitor that a little bit, but I think it's all gonna depend on how I feel in these first 50 to 70 laps, based on like what are we getting precautions, what are we getting for green flag runs, and I'll kind of just go from there. But I don't really have a set strategy. I feel like track position would be nice, but yeah, it's all gonna depend, and all depend on where I qualify to.
So this is the part where we always make our predictions. I have been getting an ultimatum by my teammate. Steve Ritter has threatened me with bodily harm if I ever pick him again. Because I think I picked him 3 times now this season, and all 3 times he's been wrecked and not finished. So, um, not picking Steve. Um, I'm gonna go with boy. This is a wild card because I got a feeling there's gonna be some strategy played. Oh boy, I'm gonna go with Logan.
Hogan, that's not bad. Um, Give me Jason Raymond. Hope,
Okay.
hopefully he's there tonight. He ran good last week, so I like them guys that come back and get a little redemption the next week. So I'm gonna go with Jason Raymond.
So I think what we do here, Brandon, is when we so we've talked about how we're finishing this season out, and then we're gonna have a summer season, at least in the Cup side. Not sure we're gonna do on the Busch sides, but I think when we do the next season, when we do the Cup side, we have to. I think we're gonna be limited how many times we pick a certain drivers. So like, I think maybe we say, hey, you only pick anyone that was top 10 in points last season twice or something like that. Kind of throws
Yeah.
and we'll keep score. Kind of brings a little competition into this.
Yep. Yep. It'll be fun too. We can kind of do like door bumper clear when we get guests. We should start trying to get we'll get guessed a little bit more and let them kind of pick against us too. So yeah, we'll get something going. I thought we should have kept like some kind of tally or something, but I haven't really been doing that, and it's just been fun to kind of guess. It'll be better as we get like with our merger with Sim 500. We'll start getting guys that we know that are going to be consistently there every week. That's kind of
Um,
like a harder part too. You never know who might show up that week.
yeah, I think as far as guests next week, I'm gonna try to get Joey on. I want to talk about the the collaboration between Sim 500 and 802, and then I really want to give him a chance to talk about what we're going to announce here at the end of the show. Um, give him a chance to talk about that and explain, what his thoughts were behind putting it together and what his hopes is, for this race and the future going forward with it. So that'll be good. You want to jump over to the Cup side, do you?
If just go quick rundown over the points real quick. Just
Okay,
top 10.
let me bring them up. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries. I totally forgot about them. Figure we go through those real quick.
No, I did too. I updated our Discord, so I'm having to remember where stuff is now. I used to. Okay, I'm just gonna slide this down and make it big, and we'll go from there. Um, okay, got the points up.
All right, so as he continues to do, Cody Gibson leads the way through 9 races, and 6 of them are counting now. So out of his 6 races, he has 4 wins, and the podiums and all that doesn't get shrunk just because like so he has 7 podiums and 8 top 10s, 8 top 5s. So Cody's been running really consistently, really good, and that's why he has a 35-point advantage over Logan Kogar. But then after from Logan to about 10th, it's tight. So we got Logan Kogar in second, myself in third, Dustin Coggin fourth, Tanner Marr fifth, Steve Burr sixth, Johnny Barker seventh, Larry Bell eighth, Jorge Ledesma ninth, and Ron Holyfield rounds out the top 10. And I'm just gonna go the gap from second to third is 8, third to fourth is 8, fourth to fifth 8 also. Then back to Steve is 2, back to Johnny's another 2. So just from the gap from first to second is 35, and the gap from third to about eighth is also about 35. So really tight there from second to ninth. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, just a couple bad races, you could drop all the way down. So everybody's still chasing Cody. I think there's obviously still a chance now as we also get more drivers in. There's chances for bigger swings in the points, like where a bad night's not you finishing 12th, a bad night's you finishing 25th. So that can create bigger swings, and yeah, more cars out there. You never know what could happen. So long season still to go, and I mean, shoot, we're not even at the halfway point in this season, so we
No,
just
we're
barely
not.
hit the third mark. So a lot of races left. There's no playoffs, so consistency going to be a long-term key in this series, and yeah, anything can happen.
Another thing to point out is in the Busch Series, like the Winston Cup Series, there is no playoff reset. This is full season, full
Yep.
points for the season minus the drops. So um, as this goes on, and if we start seeing like say 25 to 35 cars a week, Cody has 2 or 3 bad races. That gap could shrink pretty quick. If he gets wrecked out early or something.
Hmm.
So we'll see. I think we will have close to 30 cars tonight. So jumping over the Winston Cup side, it was race 10 of 26, and our race winner was Anthony Calantoni. He goes back to back, right? Yeah.
Yep. Back to back.
So still have not had anyone double up and win both the.
It
Um,
almost happened.
it almost happened. It Chad Coleman came up one spot short, and I feel like
He almost got my little
you
award there that I forgot.
yeah, I'm thinking you might see someone hit that.
I've been waiting for it. I want somebody to hit something. I mean, also like along with that happening this weekend was also the second no bull race, and I did not lose my my money to either my teammates or any of the other three that were no both 5 drivers. So that was nice. But
Yeah, and I
yeah,
do have that slide up that who will be racing for it going to Talladega. So um, when
yep,
we get there,
and
I will bring that up when we get to um, the full results and stuff. But for now, do I go with the rest of the top five?
yeah. So as you said, Anthony Cantoni finishes first. Chad Coleman, who almost doubled up, finishes second, just under 2 tenths of a second behind him. Uh, Jeff Pogo third, Kip Easley fourth, and Steve Ritter, pole sitter, rounds out the top 5. And then
Yeah,
give the full result. Oh,
there was a lot of strategy played out. I'll do the full results that we talked about then.
yeah,
Hold on,
a
let me get them up.
lot of strategy. But
There we go. So top five was, as we talked about, race winner Anthony Cantoni, Chad Coleman, Jeff Pogo, Kip Easley, Steve Ritter. 6th through 10th was Jim Ott. Um, Another one that slips out of Jim's hand the
I
last.
I tell you what, he's led the most laps. I think the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's been the man, and
So I was watching it. I was out of the race. I was watching the we had caution, late caution. I was there 15 to go, 10 to go, somewhere in there probably. I have to look and see for sure. Um, and come down pit road for final pit stops. Jim's leading the field down, and I had the camera on him, and slides to his box, overshoots the pits, has to back up.
yep,
Um, and that was the game changer. I think he came out 10th or 11th. I have
yeah,
to look and
he
see, but I
did
know
not
on
come
the
out in the top 10.
yeah, I know a
If I
couple
remember right.
laps into the run he was outside the top 10. So I don't know if he fell the top 10 or if he got hung up behind some cars on the restart, but went from leading the race to being outside the top 10 during the final stint. Still fought back to top 6 finish, so good for Jim, but I know he wishes he could have that stop back. Nick Larson was 7th. Sammy Harrell was 8th. Charles Van Shake probably. I'll take clarification on that. Was ninth, and Scott Simley was 10th. Um, Simley and the guy that finished 11th were really quick. Mike Kelly was real quick. He kind of got caught, I think, on the wrong side of a tire deficit. I feel like um, he pitted kind of. I thought he was in the catbird seat. He only had, I think, 4 or 5 laps in his tires, and that final caution came out. Um, maybe it was more than that, but he had better tires than the guys he was racing. I thought. Sorry, it was the caution before that. He had better tires. He had just pitted when the caution came out. Um, and I thought he was gonna drive up past Jim and them guys. Um, and he ran behind him a long time third. And I think it was a case of you follow guys and you kind of get tight. You're in the dirty air. Jeff was doing a masterful job. Start calling him the professor of dirty air on this podcast because both Mike and then when Sammy got to him, Jeff was just giving a lesson on how to maneuver his car to get them dirty air, especially down in one. He could just go down and take the air off those of their cars, and they would slide their front tires. And um, Jeff did a really good job of getting their tires to equal out a lot quicker than I thought they would. So I'll let you run through the rest of the field.
Yeah, so as you said, Mike Kelly 11th, Johnny Barker 12th, Brian Wortman gets 13th, Chris Brown 14th, Arabia Caton 15th, myself 16th. First car 2 laps down Cody Meadows. Cody actually restarted that race. The last restart, he had to lead. He took 2 tires on that stop, and I don't know if he ran out of fuel or what, but all of a sudden he
No,
just come to
he
a stop.
he got into the
Did he hit the
wall
wall?
off
Mm-hmm.
turn one pretty hard. I don't know if he broke a
Yeah. Oh, it's not
broke
that
a
hard to
toe
break a
link or
toe link.
not. But
Yeah.
actually, and I think if he hadn't gotten to the wall, and Anthony said it on the broadcast on the interview, Anthony wasn't sure he was gonna be able to get him. Cody had actually drove away from Anthony and Chad a little bit on the restart, right up until it looked like he might just throttle up a little bit too soon. Drove it into a push, and then it just would not come out of it. Pounded the
Clean air is
wall.
king,
Yeah, and
especially there.
I think Cody had a real shot at winning that on the strategy call of just two tires, and I don't think
But
anyone
yeah,
thought that was possible other than him.
no, I wouldn't have thought so. But clean air is king. And then after Cody, we got Kevin Roy, who I got into. Felt bad. Messaged Kevin after the race after watching it, and yeah, that's all good. Good to see Frank come out for both races, even though he didn't finish either race.
Yeah, it's
Good to
good to
see
see
Frank.
Frank
He
back.
finishes. Yeah, good to see him 19th. Eli 20th. Daniel Holcroft 21st. Rob yourself in 22nd, and Joey 23rd. Not a good night for the admins. Not a good. I mean,
No,
I guess Steve had a good night. He got the pole. Gets a top five. Gets eligible for the No Bowl at Talladega. But yeah, you and Joey have real rough nights, and then I kind of did myself in again. Tight turn two, and I even took Kevin out on this one. So not fun. Not fun.
yeah, I'm 50 now, so I guess I can call it a senior moment. Um, as my good friend Jeff Barefoot used to say, I forgot to turn off a couple program notifications, and I'm going into turn one, and all of a sudden a notification pops up dead center on my center screen, and I can't see any of my center screen. So I'm trying to drive looking out the right side window, and you can just imagine how that goes. Um, wasn't good. I pounded the wall, and as I came off the wall, turn one, going down the backstretch, my steering wheel was at 9 o'clock. So, um, limped around, went in the pits. It was like, I don't know, 7, 8 minutes of damage. I was actually shocked it wasn't too much damage to continue, but 7, 8 minutes there. I wasn't going to try to ride around damage and hope for a bunch of cautions because I didn't feel like we were going to get them. So I just parked it. Um, and then Joey's situation, I felt bad for him. I missed turn one, got tight, had to check up a little bit. Well, I clipped the apron, got loose, caught it, then got really tight when I throttled back up. He checked up, gave me a little bump trap to get me back going again. I had just passed him, um, and then going to the tunnel turn, um, he checked up to kind of give me entry in, and the guy behind him wasn't expecting it and got in the back of Joey and turned him. Um, Joey had one of those Jeff Pogo from Auto Club experiences where the car just hooks right and you hit the wall wide open. So
Yeah.
felt real bad for Joey. I kind of feel like, he tried to give me a break and it ended up costing him. So, Joey, I know you listen. Thanks for giving me a break, and sorry it bit you. Okay, so that is Pocono. You glad that's in the review mirror?
Um. Yes and no. Like I said, I don't mind Pocono, but just been a tough couple weeks here. Just mostly like last 10 lap stuff too. I mean, Richmond, me and Steve got a little bit of an incident and went from top five to outside the top 10. And then this one, I was running around. I want to say I was running around Johnny and all them most of the race, and then smoked the wall and just part of it. Just part of it. But
It's a couple
yeah,
weeks
I'm
in.
ready as we move on. I mean, we go to Bristol, and this is one of two short tracks left. I mean, we're already through basically our short track portion of the season because once we get to the playoffs and all that stuff, it's a lot of mile and a half, miles, big tracks, and I'm looking forward to that. So,
You're not looking forward to Bristol?
uh, it's hit or miss for me for Bristol. It's hit or miss. I ran decent last year. I think I finished fourth in our cup race, but yeah,
The
it's a hit or miss track.
the only track I, other short other oh the other short track I'd rather have other than Bristol is Nashville Fairgrounds. Unfortunately, we don't have that in the schedule, but I love Bristol. I actually like it more than I like North Wilkesboro, and I really like that place. So um, Bristol Safe State will always be on our schedule. It's one of the few short tracks I do like. So that brings us. So it's a Gladiator 200. We go 200 laps. Um, that's plenty there. We'll all get hypnotized by going around in little tiny circles, turning left. But um, I picked the Busch Series first. I'll let you pick this one first.
Yeah, I'm going into some history here real quick. Looking up Bristol stats. I know somebody on the podcast is usually pretty good there, but I don't want to jinx him. Let's see here. Looks like Pogo won last year. Want to jinx my teammate. I like some of these new guys that are here. You know who I'm going to pick? He's been running really good the last couple weeks. Give me the 8 card. Give me Kip Easley.
Get
Kip
easily.
Kip in the last 4 races since Iowa has finished 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Give me Kip
Solid
Easley.
pick. That is a solid pick.
Yep. Yep. I've been running around Kip too. A couple of these races. He's fun to race around, and yeah, that's who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Kip Easley.
Okay. Oh, my pick, huh?
Yep.
Well, easy pick would be either Pogo, Coleman, or Calantoni. I think after only a couple races, Coleman's proved he's gonna be up front every week. Um, Watched him at Pocono. I'm gonna pick Simley. I think Simley's gonna be there.
Nice.
That's
That's
my
a good
pick.
pick. Yeah, he was
Um,
fun to race around too. I raced around him a lot of the race. He was fun to race around. So
yeah,
we'll see
and
how we are in a little freaking in a bowl.
so early on he was really fast. I know he ran Steve down. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Man, how about Steve back to back poles here?
Yeah,
The weeks
St-
before that we had 3 straight from Pogo, and now Steve Ritter 2 in a row.
yeah,
Let's see if he can get 2 in a row.
it's gonna be interesting to see here the next couple 2 3 weeks. Now that New Year, Steve will be back to work here from his little holiday break. We'll see if now I know Steve's still gonna be fast because he will put the work in the evenings to be fast. So as my teammate, I know his practice regimen, and it's I thought Johnny and I were pretty good at practicing, even though the last 2 weeks I have slacked. Steve's regimen is way more than ours. Like he will run the full race a couple times against AI. So um, I'm not that dedicated. I get bored.
No,
So
I can't even. Yeah, I'm barely on.
yeah, it should be a good. Look forward to the month of January. So we have something really exciting to talk about. It was already announced yesterday. And I'll say since it's been announced, it's caught on like fire and has exploded. So um, Joey a couple nights ago from Sim 500 reached out to me and asked me about doing an interleague 500. So it'd be 802 Cup Series, Sim 500, and Chop Shop racing. So um, I thought it was great. I told him, yeah, I'm all for it. You chimed in, Brian. Steve chimed in. Everyone was for it, and in the course of a couple days, it's blown up. It's full length Daytona 500 with essentially full length everything, including
Yeah.
a four
I don't
hour
know why.
server for
I don't.
qualifying on what's that?
I don't know why I signed up for this. I don't not like Daytona, but I know it's
I'm
gonna
not
be
either,
fun.
but I want to. I think it's good for all three leagues. I think the more we work
Yeah.
together, it still makes us all stronger. Um, Jason from E-Signature is going to be the broadcaster for it. That's awesome. We'll get to work with Jason again in in a capacity, so that's always good. And I did a little Word document. I copy and pasted from Joey's Discord, and I'm gonna bring that up here and kind of we'll walk through the we gotta go back to Noble after this. I missed that. Don't let me forget. Um, and it has all the details of it, so I'm gonna bring that up now. So, um, it's the Interleague 500. It's presented by Chop Shop, 802 Racing, and Sim 500. Um, so it's gonna be a maximum of 80 entries. So 80 racers can enter. I think it was
I think we're over
$10 a piece to
40.
enter, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think last
within
Joey counted was 45 or something.
yeah, in 24 hours, we're like 45 people have already signed up. So 100% of all the entry fee gets paid out in the purse. That's important to say. So it's the Class A Next Gen Cup car. It will be using iRacing fixed setup. So Sunday, January 18th, at 2 p.m. we'll have um, single car qualifying. So you get 2 laps. It'll go out one car at a time. Go out and make your laps. And then Monday, January 19th, duel number one. So it'll be the all the odd cars from qualifying will line up for duel number one. It's 60 laps, just like it is in February down in Florida. The top 16 cars will advance to the main event on February 7th.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Tuesday the 20th, duel number two. It's all the even number cars for qualifying, even finishing positions, I should say. 60 laps, same thing. Top 16 advance to the main event on February 7th. Then, instead of doing like backing up to time trial speed, um, we're gonna have our last chance race. It'll be on Monday, January 26th. It'll be at 8:30 at night. It'll be 60 laps, and then the top 8 from that will advance to the main event on February 7th. And then Saturday, February 7th at 1 p.m. It's gonna be 200 laps. It's gonna be live on Signature Esports. So I'm pretty excited for that. It should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have fun with it. I'm not a fan of Daytona. Daytona's this could be the changer. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to the big collab with everybody and yeah, 45 cars I think already, so that'll be fun.
How can you not be a fan of Super Speedway when I believe you have won at one,
I
right?
win at Talladega. I don't win at Daytona. I blow up and wreck at Daytona every year.
Well, yeah, you blew up right next to me in the Bush car there
Yep.
back in October. You and I done a hell of a job staying the lead lap there, and you went poof.
Yeah, kaboom. It was yeah, but it'll be fun. I like it that it's basically we're just doing Daytona and it gets you ready for the next week when it is Daytona week and it'll be it'll be a good time.
So I just realized I don't know if I can do this. I'm trying. I can't. I did not put in the race to Noble event. Who raced the
That's
Noble
fine.
at Pocono? But I do have the who's eligible at Daytona. So you're the sponsor of this. I'll let you talk to it.
Yeah, so I mean um the Noble race, nobody won it this past week. The five eligible, they had to win the race and it was looking like Jim was going to get my money for most of this race. And then Jeff had his chance at the end, but in the end, I get to keep my money. Jeff already took it once at Charlotte earlier this year, but now we turn to Talladega, where the top five finishers last week in Pocono will be the guys that are eligible. And that'll be Anthony Cantoni, Chad Coleman, Jeff Pogo, Kip Easley, and Steve Ritter. Unfortunately, Jeff Pogo will not be at Talladega. He will be gone to the Rolex 24. But the Noble, so the spot doesn't get moved down. It's based on you have to be the top 5. So even some of the guys from Charlotte weren't at Pocono this week. We didn't move it down. So we'll only have 4 guys if they're there, as of we know right now. 4 guys going for the money for the Noble Challenge. But that's in a couple weeks, and that brings me back to like Dale Senior's last win. Like that was a Noble 5 race, and like just thinking of somebody cutting through the field trying to, because it's harder to do in these cars, I know, but it the track that we're gonna be at, it'll make it to where anybody that's eligible for this can win that money. So we'll see what happens. That's in a few weeks. I think I spread them out about every 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, I think he did, and that's a pretty stout 4 cars to go for that. There's a shot you might pay some money out with that one.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you got Anthony, Kip, uh, Chad, who's already shown his best, and then obviously Steve. So,
Uh,
and
uh,
yeah, it all depends. Like, if you get that push, like, who knows? Maybe somebody like, yo, you pushed me this win, I'll throw you a little bit of money. Who knows? That's not against the rules.
no, I
So,
gotta say that.
well,
I think I gotta say that I don't think Steve can win it that way. Maybe I break the jinx. That's I seem to have bestowed upon him somehow. I'm not sure how, but it seems like I've jinxed the man because every time I pick him, he has a bad day. So
yeah, I picked Jim the last 2 weeks. That's why I didn't pick him again this week. He said the Dominic Kyron didn't win, but yeah, that's the Noble 5, and we'll go into that more when we go back to previewing Talladega in a few weeks. But
So Brandon, I think
other,
that about
I got
does us for the night.
I
Unless you
got
got something.
I
Oh
got
yeah,
one
you
more
do. You
thing.
do have something. Yes, you do.
I do have one more thing. All day I've been sitting here scraping, doing a little bit of work, converting YouTube files into MP3 files. Folks, the podcast is now available on your phone through Apple Podcasts. I'm working on getting it through Spotify. I used some internet website. It's verifying through all the files, and yeah, right now you can go on your phone. If you have an Apple phone, you can go in the podcast app, search for just the same name that's on YouTube, 802 iRacing League's podcast, and all 10 episodes that we've had previously are uploaded. And then each night after this, I'll get to it at some point uploading the new episode, so it'll be available by Saturday morning or late Friday night.
That is awesome.
But yep, figured
Very
not
nice.
everybody not everybody can watch a YouTube video maybe while they're driving in the car or something. So
Yep.
get a nice little audio form. And don't criticize. I don't know how they anybody that listens to them, give me a little feedback. Let me know how the audio is. I do have a mixer on my computer. I can change audio and fix that all. But I just straight went uploaded all 10. Just got them up there. So if the audio's bad, let me know. We can fix that. But other than
Awesome.
that, hopefully it'll be on Spotify soon, Amazon. But yeah, the powers of the internet.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm
I've been
excited for
looking
that.
into yeah, I've been looking into doing it, and I was like, I want to do it for free, and I found a couple websites that were free, so we got it working, and yeah, I'm excited to go back and listen to some of them. So we'll see how they are.
Okay, Brandon. Well, looks like
I'll,
we got about 10 minutes before we have to be in the race car.
yep,
So yeah, I'm interested to listen to it driving to work Monday morning. I'll pop this episode on and listen to it.
yeah, I'll share the I'm sure I can figure out how to share the podcast link on our Facebook page. I'll put it in the Discord for all of our guys, but yeah, hopefully I can get the other ones up and nice little way to spend your days listening to me and Rob just sit here and jibber jabber.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to having guests, so it's not just you
Yeah,
and me.
Yeah,
we'll
and
get
it'll be
Joey in
good. I
here next
figure.
week. And
Yeah, I figure like we'll have like the summer league, so this is not be something that like we'll just do during our racing season. I'm sure it'll be more spotty in the summer as you travel a lot with racing. But I also think it would be cool to hear when you can like updates on how Justin's doing over the summer and stuff. So
yeah,
I think it's a
Friday nights.
podcast that we could. Yeah, Friday
Friday
nights
won't
during the summer do not work.
will not work. We're out in
No.
Saratoga Speedway, so
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. No.
but
We'll
yeah,
figure
we
something
can
out for
maybe
the
do like a
summer.
Wednesday night or a Thursday night or something. We'll figure something out
Yep. But
around all the racing schedules.
yeah, we'll figure something out. But all right, until next week,
Okay,
we'll be
and
back with the dirt series. Will be back next week. Where the heck are we? I think we're at Williams Grove. Williams Grove for the dirt cars. And then obviously this weekend we already previewed that we will be at Bristol with
Yep.
both the Cup and the Busch Series.
Okay, Brandon, I will see you in a few minutes, but everyone else, we'll see you next week.
Motorsports and racing cars is a big part of the heritage here at G.Stone Motors. Todd and I have been racing each other for years. I love the one-on-one competition. It comes bottom line, we're all behind each other and support each other with everything we do. I think that says a lot about our company's culture. I'm Vince Quinville, Service Manager at G.Stone Motors.
G.Stone Motors.